Hello, my name is Lee Fowler, and I'm going to be telling you about my major and what it consists of, what you get at the end of that program, and what you can do with the major. My major is nuclear power engineering, and I am on my last semester, or approaching my last semester there at Chattanooga State for this degree. So, what does this major consist of? Well, you will have to take a lot of electrical circuits class and print reading. You have to be able to know how to navigate an electrical print in a nuclear power plant or any other chemical plant or hydro plant where you might work at. You have to be able to know what components do what and what the component is itself. You have to really know this, especially in case of an emergency. You have to know what each component might do if a certain case of emergency might happen. So you have to be really, really familiar with what the print does and all that, and what system it goes to in that plant. You also have to take a little bit of calculus, 2 classes of that to be exact. You have to take chemistry, nuclear chemistry. You have to learn the water makeup of a nuclear power plant because you don't want the pipes rusting and all that, so you have to keep that water really, really pure. You also don't want it conducting electricity through it, so you have to keep the salts and stuff out of it because we pump water from the river and everything, so we have to clean that water up chemically and all that stuff. So chemistry is very important. You also have to take 2 classes of CAD, Computer Aided Design. The reason you might need that is so you can learn how the parts of pumps and stuff like that work, the inner workings of that. It also helps you design parts and stuff like that. In case something does go wrong, you know what that part looks like and what you might need to do that. You can also help in designing a part for a pump if you cannot get it fast enough or locally or anything, so you might have to make it. Most nuclear plants and power producing plants have an on-site machine shop, so knowing how to use CAD comes in very handy. It's one of the main aspects, again, along with chemistry, calculus, and print reading that you really need to know. And the big one, the plant systems, nuclear plant systems. You got to know what the piping does, where it goes to, what valves work what. For instance, a generator, which that produces your power. You're going to have your steam coming up, turning your turbine, which then turns your generator. That's how you produce your power, stuff like that. So again, in case of an emergency situation, you have to know what happens in certain scenarios and stuff like that. So you have to know this system along with the electrical circuits and stuff like that, like the back of your hand. That's the job of a nuclear engineer, is to be able to know how to prevent a natural disaster or a disaster and stuff like that. So again, this is 90% of what this degree holds, plant systems and electrical print reading. That's a big factor in this degree. So what does this major get you? What do you get at the end of this program after you complete it? Well, of course, you get your associate's degree in nuclear engineering technology. That guarantees you can work at any nuclear plant in the USA or really around the world. When it comes to working around the world or outside the United States, this is where this comes into play. Your Nuclear Uniform Curriculum Program, or NUCP. If you maintain a B average throughout your entire curriculum, you get this certificate. This shows you, if you go outside of the United States to work, that you are certified to work on all systems and not just systems that are in the United States, because other countries do use, they're similar but different plant systems and stuff like that. So this certifies you to work on those or work with those as well. So not only do you get your associate's degree, you get the certification. So whenever you go to apply for a job, even in the United States, this shows that you've also been certified on top of that. So they, if need be, say for the nuclear disaster in Japan, if they need to send you over there, you're automatically certified for that plant. So they don't have to teach you how to work on their systems and stuff, so because you already know it. So that's a big plus to this program. Having that NUCP certificate puts you above many other potential employees in the company's eyes and stuff like that. So what can you do with a nuclear degree? Well, the biggest thing you can do with this degree is become an auxiliary unit operator, which is also known as an AUO. An AUO operates the plant. He's the one that turns the valves, turns on the pumps, shuts them off, directs water flow to certain systems throughout the plant. If something goes wrong, he's the one that handles it. When everything's going right, he's the one that's monitoring the system to make sure it is going right. He owns the plant pretty much. Without him, we couldn't have a nuclear industry. He is the key asset to a nuclear power plant, or even at that, a chemical plant, hydro plant, or even a wind turbine. They all have AUOs, operators for it. Without that, we can't have power. Even a coal burning plant, which is 90% used right now, you got to have an operator. You can also use it for disaster cleanup. I mentioned the nuclear plant, nuclear disaster in Fukushima in Japan, where that plant was slightly destroyed because of the tsunami and all that. So they need help. That's where that certificate comes into play. Cleaning that up, keeping it from escaping the plant itself and getting into nature and all that stuff and potentially hurting the population. So they need trained professionals to come over there and help clean it up and knows how to deal with the radiation and what to do with the materials, because all that material that you pull out of that is radioactive, so you can't just throw it away. It has to be properly dealt with and contained and stored until that the radiation decays off of those metal parts and pumps and stuff like that. So that, again, that's where that certificate comes into play. So, in conclusion, although the studies that you might encounter with this program are hard, they pay off. Not only can you use chemistry in the nuclear field, but you can use it in a wide variety of other jobs you might need. With this, you get your NUCP certificate and an associate's degree. So, whether you get a job in a nuclear-related field or not, you still have a degree that employers can look at and see that you put time in at school, and it also looks good just playing it on your resume, along with the certificate. Along with this, great employment opportunities. You can literally go anywhere in the world and work in a nuclear plant with this degree. There's nothing to hold you back except you. Whether you choose to go overseas or stay here, whatever, there is hundreds of nuclear plants you can work at. And the benefits and pay is very good. Here in Tennessee, we have three or four local nuclear plants to work at. So that's where I'm going to try and work at. So, with that being said, that is my major, and that is what I can do with it, and that's what I plan to do with it. My name's Lee Fowler, and thank you for watching.